Give that a second to realize that I am my own viewer. But let's mute the laptop. Send a welcome message. Alright. And up and rolling. I am going to make that chat slightly smaller. There we go. Yeah, we'll try that. Get a bit more space in there. Move that up there. That's the set we're about to build. And apologies for the shaky cam. The table is plastic and the camera is on a little sort of plastic mount standing on a Lego tower to hold it up. First things first, beverage. Yes, I have a bottle opener on my keys. Still got the Lego mug ready to go. And we are going with a Cooper's Dark Ale. So under 5%, but still nice and dark for winter. Nice malty flavor, but not super strong. Okay. And so on the table in front of me, I have, this is what I built earlier tonight on my previous stream. Baby rocket ship from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And the Dilophosaurus ambush from Jurassic Park. So I just thought I'd leave them out, and that's what I built earlier today. You can go back and check out that video later if you want, and I will be uploading it in edited form to YouTube later. So there's, I forgot these cameras. There's the ship, pretty cool. Adult and baby rocket inside. And the Jurassic Park Jeep with a little bit of landscaping and a dinosaur. So that took up a couple hours earlier this afternoon / this evening. And welcome to tonight. And you can see on the left side of the screen a picture of the next build, which is one of the Lego Dreams sets, which is a tie-in with some sort of series. It says watch the series online. I know nothing about it, I've seen pictures of sets when they're announced, and it looks like there's some weird and wonderful parties. So, and I really liked the look of this minifig when I saw it on the shelf in Big W today. So I figured I would get it, and some bonus Woolies rewards points with it. And it's got 259 pieces, I think I read online just a bit ago. So figure that will give me something to do for the next hour or so. And we'll see how we go. There's some interesting, like I said, there's some interesting parts in there. It looks like there's some interesting techniques with some ball joints and sockets and things. Some odd use of wheels. Cool minifig. And then it's also apparently got 2 modes, and it does warn me that it asks which one will you build, and warns that models cannot be built simultaneously. So the rabbit is either going to get some funky roller skates, or a sort of winged jetpack type deal, which we'll see when we get that far. So yes, it's a interesting set. It's very colourful, that's for sure. Oh, sorry. Bumped the table again. See what bags 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3. Wait, what did I say? What prompted phrasing? I don't remember what I said now. You can't just throw that around. Again, phrasing. Okay. No response from KDev. Ooh, cool. And instead of the usual photo of the set on the cover of the instructions, we've got cartoon characters from the show instead. And a cool little view of what I'm guessing is a landscape from the show with different sort of worlds suspended in space that the characters go to. I'll check out the show at some point, and then maybe these sets will make sense. Okay, there's a whole little story here going before I even get to step 1. Right, so little cartoon bunny being chased by our minifig and her hourglass, some sort of magic effect glowing around. This little dude runs in with the net, tries to catch the little blue bunny, and it supersizes into a giant blue bunny and runs away. So that's what we're going with here. And the set is called Izzy and Bunchu the Bunny. So there we go. That's the name of the game. Ooh, ah, yes. Yes, that is indeed what we're doing. Why couldn't you just drop the bunny? Yes, Con Air Day was earlier this month. Didn't watch it this year. That was last year. And for anyone watching this back, or anyone that joins us now, K-Dev is my wife, and she's in the next room watching what I'm doing in the garage on a winter's night. And now the plan is to drop that. Sometimes what I like to do is empty the small parts bags into the larger bag that came from, and then just spill it all out on the table. Yes, that is you. So the plan is to build this for an hour, and then go check out Taz's stream. That's sort of 10ish. And I will just let him know as well. I'll send him a message. Message sent. Alright, so we'll skip back to before the story. And so this. Okay, I missed a little picture. So before the little comic intro we got of these characters doing this with the minifigs is there's a minifig with her toy blue bunny, and she's dreaming. So maybe that's tied in with the fact that the show's called Dreams with 3 Z's, is that this character in her dream is this hero going on adventures, and that her bunny becomes a giant bunny when it needs to. Bit of a Calvin and Hobbes situation going on from the look of things. But let's get the pieces together. It's a cool little. This won't show up very well on the camera, but there's an hourglass, which is clear plastic at each end and has 2 little clear plastic bars down the sides, and then it's got this sort of gold look inside to look like sand. Some legs and some really funky funky coloured hair. It's not quite Eternal Sunshine with Spotless Mind, but it's a little bit more. It's actually kind of transparent. Yeah, you can see the yellow through the side of the hairpiece. It's a little bit more satiny finish and shiny. Alright, so there's our minifig. And there's a tile with an hourglass symbol to go on top of the hourglass. And I'm just going to make a guess that in the show you carry an hourglass around with you because you know when your dream's going to run out, when you've got to get back to the real world. I don't know, make me guess. That is a pretty cool sword. I wonder if you get to keep the sword when you wake up. And okay, no, I was like, can they hold the? No, the minifig cannot hold the hourglass by the middle of it. They have to hold it in their hand. Or on the hand, it goes onto the hand stud. That was that. Okay, then we've got this little weird mini dude with a normal minifig sized head on him. He gets a scary looking knight helmet with a very not scary looking see-through pink feather decoration on top. And then the gap between his arm and his body is actually made to be the same size as a minifig hand, so he can barely hold this net. There we go. Missed a step. Dropped an hourglass. She's got epaulette type shoulder pad things. Get them on first. And where did it go? Not far. Put it back. Okay. Now the minifigs are ready. Now I'll sit back down. Alright. Now I can. Minifigs ready. Now I can get on to step one. Finally. It's been 19 minutes. Let's do it. Confirm. And my brain also has to translate, okay, in a yellow book, which shades of blue am I looking for out of the three that I've got in front of me? But now we should be good to go. And can power along and build this giant blue bunny. cheese slopes. What do we got here? Do we have... Of course, front of the book's no good when it's got cartoons and not a picture. Picture on the box. I can't tell if this is going to be some sort of duplicated part. I think this might be the neck and head, actually. So I'll just proceed with the book. With the builds I did earlier this afternoon, on both the Jeep and on Rocket's ship, I was able to save a bit of time by building left and right sides of vehicles simultaneously. So as I read a step in the instructions for one way to do it, I would be building its mirror image at the same time, which at one point meant I was skipping 20 steps ahead because I'd already done that. One of these, and I'm also slightly doing something that I've done in the past on speed builds, which is as I'm doing this step, I'm also looking at those steps. So I'm already kind of keeping an eye out on what I need to grab next. And that's a horrendous print version of the coral color. So we've got the blue and we've got the coral. And in the book, it looks more like a Lego dark pink or magenta, which does exist in brick form, so that's not always great when you're trying to build something. So, again, welcome. My name's Glenn. Also go by Another Brick and AFOL in various places around the social medias and Lego related corners thereof. And recently started up here on Twitch, where I've been abbreviated. You can either use the name in full, or it's also been abbreviated to Bricken or Bricko, both of which, as an Australian, I completely take on board as a nickname. So, cheers to that. And I like sci-fi. I like metal. I like lots of different kinds of music. And I like Lego. Hence the channel. Alright, step 21. Two of these on each side. And I've got some, like this is the set I'm building now. And whether this takes me to 10 o'clock or it doesn't reach 10 o'clock, or I'm still going at 10 o'clock, I have a couple other sets to tinker around on. Otherwise, I've also got some sets to part out, and I can do that later while having a chat to Taz. I can chat and sort. All right. Yeah, lots of coral, lots of lavender pieces, and lots of I think it's, I can't remember the names of these colors in Lego form. Possibly dark azure or medium azure, or possibly one of each. I can't remember which is which. Dun, dun, dun. And there's a gecko outside. Not sure if you picked that up on the mic. But yeah, building the Dreams, what's it called? Izzy and Bunchu the Bunny. A brand new set that was already out on the shelf in Big W earlier this afternoon. The Dream set that I do kind of like the look of just as a set is the Pegasus sort of set. Ooh, do we have printed tiles? I didn't see a sticker sheet. We've got printed tiles. I am such a big fan of printed parts and not stickers. Like, stickers mean that a part can only be used for one thing, really, but if you're going to do that, you may as well print it, right? Okay, so 29 steps in, we have a torso and face, head of the bunny. And now we get arms. No, these will be ears. There'll be 2 ears. So now it's time to do 2 of everything. So yeah, when I saw this set at Big W, I did a quick price check online. It says not available yet from Lego. It comes out August 1st, but they'll take pre-orders. Target had a slightly better price than Big W, but they didn't have any showing in stock. I mean, knowing what their computer systems are like, there's also a chance that my local store had heaps on the shelf waiting for August 1st. But Big W had them on the shelf. But I think Big W's website also was they're a coming soon product. So they were on the shelf. They scanned all right at the checkout, so they didn't come up as a embargoed product or anything. I've had that before. I've had that with collectible minifigs where they've had them, a couple of days before the release date, but then they won't scan, and so they'll take them back off. You go, sorry, we can't sell you that. It's like, you've got it here. It's on the shelf. But I understand. I work in retail. I totally understand. So here's the thing back. I'll come back a different day. Actually, I will just quickly check. I think it's 715. That goes on there. Yes, coming soon on the Big W website. Hello. Right. Yes. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Right. My wife is streaming this from her laptop onto the TV. Good for you. Somebody's watching. Okay, what am I doing here? Lost what step I was on. I'm on step 37. Doing the back of the ears, I think. Yeah, so even Big W's website, you can't actually buy it online. So, yeah, chances are if I'd gone down the road to Target, there would have been some on the shelf. They always seem to have some of the online only, delivery only products still, floating around. Okay, so there we go. 2 giant ears. Somewhat posable. And compared to a minifigure, yes, it is a giant bunny. Alright, a whole bunch of spare parts. Put aside for later. There's the kid's toy bunny that turns into this giant version. So it's got a similar face pattern printed on it. It's just the standard toy bunny minifigure accessory that Lego has made for a while. Onto bag 2. And I noted this in a stream earlier this afternoon, is Lego have gotten rid of the click wording in their instructions. So going full pictures, instead of saying click off to the side to make you know that something should make a sound, they've just got a picture of an ear, 2 arrows going together, and a whole bunch of dotted lines sort of sparking outward from that. So Lego's all about pictorial instructions. No language barriers, no translation needed. Means you can sell anywhere. So then, indeed, you hear a click. And again, this is something I'm doing 2 times. This will be the arms of the bunny. And yes, I will continue to say bunny, like, what was his name? Nicolas Cage's character in Con Air. Oh, that's gonna bug me now. But that's why we have the internet. Oh no, these are the legs. Cameron Poe. Cameron Poe is Nicolas Cage's character. Alright, so these go here. And then turn that way. Okay, they are indeed the legs. Okay, step 43 was adding them in. Step 44 was bending them. Okay. Step 45. Am I doing this 2 times? No, but it's a foot. So, quick look at the box. Yes, we have mirror image feet. So, here comes mirror image build time. come up with something for that. To make, I'll start a. Apologies for the arm coming across the camera. I'm going to create a notepad file to make some notes for future streams and things. Mirror image build time. I had something else that I thought of earlier. Instructions build, mirror image build time. Do something like that. Would be cool. Right, back on track to step 48. How's everybody doing? I understand if people are lurking and just watching or listening in the background. I do that myself quite a bit. I mean, on Twitch, like not in real life. I don't stand on street corners just lurking. That's a whole different thing. Alright, there's that part. And then we go with a 4-step slope up top. That's that foot and that foot. Okay, I guess horrible. Like this Lego coral color is a nearly fluoro sort of orangey pink, and then the color in the book is nothing like it. Do I have something nearby that's got some flowers? So the printed color is like the flowers, and nothing like the color you're actually looking for. Probably doesn't help that it's printed on a pale yellow booklet. This doesn't show up too yellow in the camera, but trust me, this yellow that's at the edges, it's pale yellow the whole way through the book. Could be worse, could be on tan. That's always a good color for. Oh, and hello, medium blue. A fourth shade of blue has entered the build. That goes there. So then another one goes on this side. We get some purple, lavender. I think Lego calls this color medium lavender. And yes, my missus is a scrapbooker, and she would talk about things in ink and paper colors. I will go by the Lego palette. for most things. Alright, so we've got some toes on the feet. Look out, Quentin Tarantino. So yes, in addition to sci-fi, I do also just like a lot of movies in general. So I will be making pop culture references pretty much continuously. Let's do this. Alright, there's one foot. There we go. Giant bunny can stand on its own, but to lean more forward, you gotta kind of angle the other joints. Joints are cool. So far, it's certainly interesting, both from a aesthetic point of view with the style and the colors, but also the little ball sockets and the curved tree trunk parts as the leg, rather than having an actual bendable knee. It's just got the curved Technic tube that appears in a lot of sets as tree trunks. Alright, so now we're at step 54, but we can skip the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps because that was doing the other foot. And I've done the mirror image as I went, so we're 10 steps ahead already. It's 9:38. We've nearly finished the actual bunny part. And then we'll have to see. Okay, so our hands. So again, the arms look on the box to be identical. So it is once again mirror image build time. Okay, we do the same thing. You get a purple plate. You get a purple plate. It gets these little curved slopes. These have been showing up quite a bit in sets now. The sort of rounded 1 by 1 and 2/3 height pieces. And here they're appearing to be fingers. And I am placing them so that the little mark from the molding process won't be visible. Sometimes I don't care about that when I'm building, and sometimes I notice what I'm doing and just go, you know what, I'm gonna, if it's possible, sometimes you can't get away with it and it's exposed. So waiting for a reaction there. Oh, and look at that. My missus has changed her username. Welcome back in with the new username. CWKD. Yep, found the spot. Oh, actually, that's the other thing too. there's possibly also a spot where you can pick a color for your name. I know when I first started watching Squid, my mate who games, he his color would be different every time I logged on, and every time I was in a different screen, I could do that. And I don't know how customizable it is in general. I know if you've got Amazon Prime and Prime Gaming, you can sort of pick any of the 256,000 colors on the little color. You just sort of drag to go, I want that shade of red with that much black in it and that much of that color. But they probably have a general sort of red, yellow, green, blue color choosing option. Alright, so we've got the bunnies. I'm blocking my own view here with a notepad file. Got the bunny's right arm locked in, and then we can skip the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps, which is, you guessed it, build the other arm the opposite way. And g'day Tasman, we'll be coming your way once you're up and ready. I'm just finishing this off. Well, I've gotten through bags 1 and 2. Of this new dream set that I picked up in Big Dub. Built 2 sets this afternoon while you were off riding the beaches on your motorbike. What have we got here? Is this the tail? Yes. So the toy rabbit has a tiny little tail. It looks like the big rabbit's going to have some sort of weird fluffy tail. Using the remaining parts that we have here. Yeah, it's showing up on the Big W website as coming soon, with no way of adding it to your cart yet. Big W 34 Target was showing it for 29, but also showing not in stock. But as I said earlier, Big W is showing this is not in stock online. So if I'd gone down to if I'd spent another 10 minutes and gone down the road to Target, I might have saved $5, but it was probably worth $5 of my time to stay where I was. And on the Woolies Rewards app, I was getting triple points at Big W, and I wouldn't have been getting triple points at Target, so, you know, spend $5 more. What are you doing? Okay. My wife is having fun with Twitch. Hey, at least if by changing your name now, I won't be caught out by surprise and think, oh, who's this new viewer? That was a pretty funny moment there. And Twitch is set up so that even when the stream goes away from the other night, a little 30-second clip that I picked as a highlight, that will stay there for as long as I want. Okay, looks like everything else is just 1 by 1 spare pieces. And g'day Brooks Bricks, g'day Matt, how's it going? Over in, checks the time, what's Eastern? That's 3 hours ahead of Pacific. So it's nearly 8 o'clock in the morning for you. Right. My wife has just said yes from the next room. Yeah, welcome to Sunday, Brooks Bricks. Now that we've got people in here, we're going to do this because I've set stuff like this up. We're going to go... Oh, we're going to do that. And we're going to do a shout out for Taz as well. That's something I set up the other night. Was I was playing around with different commands and working out using the sort of their coding syntax of like, the default category name, username, and sort of tweaking my own wording for the sentence. I was when I was building this afternoon, Lumberjack Josh ducked in for a minute or two to say g'day, and it was 2 a.m. for him. And it was like, yeah, I saw maybe 5 minutes of Stud in the Dud this morning, but I was still tired after being up till 3 last night, so yeah. I didn't make it through much of Stud in the Dud. Yeah. I had a longer sleep in instead, and then got up, went to the shops, and bought this. So, yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool. That's the bunny. I'll go back and show you guys this. So, here's one of the sets I built earlier today. Your Lego set instructions with your typical photo of the set on the front. Well, this one's got like a comic book style picture of something going on, and like I said, I haven't seen the show that this ties in with, but it also has like a little bit of you get the dream landscape with different looking worlds going on, and then it says open bag 1, but as we're building the minifig, we've got sort of a real world minifig character here sleeping with a toy bunny that looks very obviously like a toy. And then we get, build the character. And then over here, we get sort of her adventures as she's dreaming. And the bunny runs away from whatever this little dude's supposed to be. And with the sound effect of Furch, he turns into a giant bunny and runs away. And then the instructions start. So it's like you get this little comic book story, and then the build begins. And now that we've got that done, we're presented with a choice of, do we want him to have sort of flamey rollerblades and gauntlet, or do we want sort of, looks like a hornet tail replacement for his own tail, and some like golden wings on the back using the same parts. And it does say on the back of the box which one will you build, and the fact that you can't do both at the same time. You have to, which is kind of cool. And that is what's in bag 3. They're the parts from there. Brooks Bricks. I really like the the design of this. It also doesn't have the progress bar on the bottom. So a lot of recent sets have that sort of line across the bottom of the page with the little picture of the minifig indicating how far along in the build you are as it goes. This one, it's just, we won't tell you where you're up to until you get there. So what do we reckon? Do we reckon wings and a hornet tail, or gauntlet and rollerblades? I'll leave that up to you guys in the next, I don't know, how long till Taz is going live? 10 minutes or so? I can put that in 10 minutes, maybe. This has taken what, most of the last 50 odd minutes. What do we reckon? Wings or roller skates? Okay, we got a vote for roller skates from Brooks Bricks. And if my missus said something out loud in the next room, I didn't hear it. Nope. Roller skates it is. Matt has spoken. Alright. And the wings slash jetpacks. No, I was waiting to see if you'd said anything, or were going to say anything out loud. It looks very much like the giant flame parts, just as a single sort of piece, but it's got raised. See if the light can catch that. There's like raised little bumpy oval bits flecked through it. It's like trans yellow, but there's some dye on one side and the other, or possibly like injected just as they make it, so that it's sort of like, you can tell it's sort of on the surface layer. You can see through the other side, but it's got some solid yellow as well. So interesting. So let's crack on and smash this bag open, and we'll get into some roller skates. And once again, we're doing a 2x build, so we're doubling everything we do, which I would have done anyway, because I'd have just assumed that they were the same. No one's going to make a left-handed and a right-handed rollerblade, are they? I don't know, I don't roller skate or rollerblade, so... And we've got more things here. some yellow pins here. Keep remembering where the camera is to see my own progress. I did think earlier this evening it'd be interesting if at some point I tried building something where I only looked at like my outgoing feed as where things were. So like when if I had the instructions up on this as a PDF and I'm looking up there, and then I'm sort of by camera going, I need that piece. It'd be interesting to see how much that would slow me down, how much that would entertain viewers. Because as it stands, like if I'm looking for parts, I'm kind of grabbing them pretty quickly, and I see what I'm looking for, and I go, that's the other part, that's what I need that. We got wheels, so I can just grab wheels. There's something you can go for without really looking too hard. Click them all into place. Right, so it's definitely roller skates because it's multiple wheels, not in a single line. Okay, and then we've got some Technic pins into the flame piece, which then goes onto there. Yeah, so the knees don't bend, but they are made with the curved Technic tube that's used in a lot of tree trunks, and the hip sockets provide the rest of the articulation and posability of the little dude. Okay, and the feet are made with little headlight bricks, so that the jumper plates in the roller skates click into place. Now, how cool is that? Alright, for a weird Lego theme, I gotta say, a roller skating bunny that face plants is pretty cool. Look at this dude. He's ready to go. And then his, I don't know what these are meant to be, some sort of Iron Man gauntlet things. They sort of just clip onto its hand. And obviously these leftover parts that are here, like with the little antennas and spikes there, they're for the hornet tail part of it. So that goes on his other fist, and it's like he's wearing gloves. All right, see you, Taz. Will be over there shortly. And while we get the technical side of things going, because I've never done a raid before, so we're going to see how that works. And yep, just got the link, Taz. And yeah, watch out for a completely unexpected raid from a newbie streamer. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we'll see you in there. So yeah, those parts are obviously for the other alternate build. And then here we have the cartoon rendition of Roller Skate Bunny chasing down the little dude with his net and the other little toy blue bunny. Right. Okay. So basically, it must turn the rabbit into a bee because it's got buzzing written here. It's got buzz buzz buzz. And you take the rabbit tail off. You fold the ears down and the little antenna, and then looks like there's a little stinger, and then okay, wow. Okay, that's so much less impressive than I was imagining. The wings do have a platform on the back for the minifig to ride the back of the giant bee bunny. But alright, so there's, apologies for the camera that doesn't really focus. But you can kind of see the scale of the striped bee behind on the giant blue bunny. And then if we look at the instructions, it's basically a 1x2 brick with studs on both sides, with like the double by the side and a single spike out the back. So that's the central building block of that giant bee hind. And I make no apologies for that pun. None whatsoever. In the meantime, so that was the set. I really enjoyed that, and it's a lot cooler than I thought it would be when I first saw them announced. A lot cooler. So giant, somewhat posable ears. Cool face that is printed on. No stickers. There's no stickers in any of this. A cool little hourglass logo printed tile on the front to go with her minifig sand timer, which I'm assuming has something to do with the show. I mean, and I'm assuming that they've got some, and she's even got the logo on her belt as well. There's a little hourglass symbol. So maybe there's a tie-in with, how much time you've got to run around in your dreams before you wake up. There must be a time limit before Hans Zimmer music starts playing. Or you hear some Edith Piaf and you know that it's time to get moving because the dream is collapsing. I did say that pop culture references would be many and varied. And we just, looks like we just dropped a few viewers. I'm just seeing if Taz is ready to go. Almost. When his stream's actually going, we're gonna try pushing some buttons here, and we'll make our way over and say hi from there. Okay, it just suddenly dropped. It sort of spiked in numbers and then dropped around. Oh no, what did... oh no, my wife's been um, muted for 30 seconds. Timed out. I've got some moderating settings set up for preventing spam and stuff like that, and um, I think one of the default things, I don't know which swear words it will automatically censor. I think it might do some of those. I try to keep things PG for now until Taz gets on. And then I think things like all caps. I know when I first started commenting on Squiddy's gaming streams, he had there's a setting you can do on symbols, but what it was counting was right. Yeah, pop culture references are all the time. The she just yelled out all the time from next door. The I've just lost my train of thought. No, the spamming all caps. When I was on Squid Stream, I typed something and I used proper punctuation, and I didn't just do short, sort of say one thing and the next thing and the next thing. I put a couple sentences, and there was enough apostrophes, full stops, and like quote marks that Streamlabs went, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 symbols. You're spamming. You're out. And I was like, well, there goes that. So he sort of upped the count before it would consider it spam. Because it wasn't just typing too many symbols in a row. It counted in one comment. Okay, that was a symbol. That was a symbol. That was a symbol. And it was a bit odd. And because the other thing it then does is it then hides everything you've ever said before that, which is weird. I think wait, can I see it? Oh, it looks like it just got rid of things that Kara wrote under that username. So when she changed name, the pre-name change stuff stayed, but all the other stuff got deleted. I thought I would be a mod on my own channel, but maybe not. That's a bit weird. Alright, Taz is live, so we're going to see if I can figure this out. Bear with me, this is all new. Let's see what's going on. Now, because I'm... Alright, yes, there he is. Okay. Turn my phone down. We are going on a raid, Kara, so stand by for that. We're going to... why does it not show up there? So we're ready to raid. We're going to head over there, and I'll end my stream. And we'll see you on the other side. The other side. Right, and here we go. Did that work? where and got left behind. I didn't go. Alright, this is still going. I'll end that stream.